second video, we will have a look at the AlphaFold server interface today. I will navigate you through it, and then we will have a look at how to submit sequences and different molecules. Doesn't need to be always a protein sequence, can be also a DNA or RNA sequence, can be ions as well. And then I will also carefully explain you all the confidence metrics that are necessary for proper predictions, such as the PLDVT or the PAE, also the IPTM score. And yeah, I would say, let's start immediately.
At alphafoldserver.com you can access this nice website. Here you can log in or register if you don't have a Google account yet. But on this page you can also first get some information about AlphaFold by watching a video, checking out some examples, or browsing the frequently asked questions. And once you've logged in, you land on this page. The first thing you may notice here is the remaining jobs display. This means you can make 30 predictions per day. I've already done one as an example for you today, and this counter resets daily. You can also read about it in more detail in this info text. Otherwise, the page looks very clean. Here you also have the option to access more information and revisit the facts. And then you have this input form, and of course it looks empty at first if you haven't entered anything yet, but otherwise, if you've already used it, you'll always find your last input stored here. Here you have the option, for example, to select a protein as the entity type and to insert an amino acid sequence. Then you can also add post-translational modifications, and you can change the number of protein copies. You can also enter a DNA sequence, inserting the 5' to 3' single strand sequence, of course. You can even choose to add the reverse complement to it, and of course also add modifications. The same applies to RNA, there you can also add modifications. If you want to select a ligand, you have a list of ligands available, such as ATP, GTP, NAD, heme, citric acid, chlorophyll, etc. There's also the option to add ions. Again, you can choose from a list, and you can also specify that you want more than one by changing the copy number. So, let's take a look at all this with a small example. If you need a protein sequence, you can go to UniProt and search for the protein there. For example, that could be CDN1A. I don't want to go into deep with UniProt now. It's a huge database and search engine for biologists. But if you click on the sequence button left here, you can copy one of the sequences. And if I paste this in here, I can then also add post-translational modifications and then choose an amino acid where I want to add it. For example, this lysine. I can then click on Select PTM, and you'll see the possible modifications available for this specific amino acid. So you can save it if you like. And if you click this PTM button again, you can also remove them. Okay, now if we take a look at what happens during such a prediction, we can click on Continue. And of course, you can name the job just by date and time. I usually write the protein name there. Next, you can choose whether you want to enable seed or not. What does that mean? It's a bit technical, but very important. For normal predictions, you don't need to enable it. But if you want to reproduce a prediction from a publication or make results reproducible, you need it. You can enable it here and then enter the number that is provided, for example, in a publication. This way the predictions are carried out exactly the same way and you should get a reproducible result. That's an example of why this is important. Basically, it sets the start number of the random number generator.
This video is part of a full workshop on AlphaFold 3 as part of a series of AI tools in biology. You can go to my website if you're interested and buy it. I would be happy. And then, thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please feel free to subscribe and stay tuned for more content on AI tools in biology. And if you have questions or comments, please feel free to put them below. I'm here to read them and I will be happy to help with your questions.